Welcome students. This session is for BA second year English Literature paper first. And in this session we'll continue with the poem by Robert Browning, Rabbi Ben Ezra. Before we continue with the text, let's have a recap of previous sessions. Rabbi Ben Ezra, who is a 12th century scholar and who preaches Jewish philosophy of law and tradition, he preaches in this poem that man is no better than an animal if his soul is brutish and if he only tries to satisfy his physical cravings. So here in this poem he is talking about upliftment of a spirit, human spirit. Youth has its own uses. The experience man gains in his youth is stored up in the brain to be made use of in old age. So somewhere he says that youth age is connected to old age, and whatever experience one gains in youth age, it gets stored up to be used in old age. He can learn from experience, and it helps him to come to a spiritual understanding of life and God and man. So in the youth age, if a person experiences his life very closely, then one can get a spiritual understanding of what human life is about and about God and his own existence as man. He understands that the whole of a man's life is a part of God's plan and man should surrender to God and his plan. So basically what he's trying to say is that whole life of human being is planned by God, and one's duty is to surrender before God's plan, because whatever God does for out of some purpose and for good of humankind. Now let's continue with the text of the poem. Rabbi in this poem says, "Not once beat praise be thine, I see the whole design." So he praises God for creating this universe, because he says that this universe is a whole design of God, and he praises God for this. "I who saw power see now love perfect too." He says that when one is in youth age, one sees God as powerful, and as one approaches old age, one can see God's love reflected in old age. So if one can say that youth is the power of God, then one can say that old age is the love of God. "Perfect I call thy plan, thanks that I was a man." He says that whatever God does, his plan is perfect. Nobody can make out any sort of a mistake in his plan. And he thanks God again that God has created him as a man. "Maker, remake, complete, I trust what thou shalt do." Here in this line, you can see that he completely surrenders himself towards God. And he says that God is absolutely free and powerful to make him, remake him, complete him. And he has the trust that God is going to make him more perfect each day. "For pleasant is this flesh, our soul in its rose mesh." He says that this body that God has given to us, this life that God has given to us, is quite beautiful. It's very pleasant. Our soul in its rose mesh pulled over to the earth. Here he calls human body as a rose mesh, as a beautiful prison in which God keeps soul, and he sends this soul to the earth, still yearns for rest. But till the time the soul is on the earth, present in body, it keeps on yearning for rest, because soul can find rest only in heaven. So the whole human life is a yearning for heaven. "Would we some prize might hold to match those manifold possessions of the brute?" Now, to match those manifold possessions of the brute here, he means that God has given manifold, plenty of physical prizes to God. This human body, this life, God has given to us. And what our duty as human beings is to match that physical prize of God with the spiritual prize. "Gain most as we did best." He says that we should do best, we should make use of our life to its best by spiritual upliftment. So here somewhere again he emphasizes on spiritual life. "Let us not always say, spite of this flesh today, I strove, made head, gained upon the ground upon the whole." Now here he says that one should not condemn body. One should not spite of this flesh. Usually, people, when they become saint, they say that physical pleasures are useless. One should only go for spiritual upliftment. But here in this stanza, Rabbi says that both physicality as well as with spirituality, they go hand in hand with each other in this life. So he says that let us not always say spite of this flesh today. So we should not reject our body. I strove, made head, gained ground upon the whole. So this should not be like human life, that one should suppress one's body desires and try to struggle and gain ground upon the physical pleasures of life. But rather he compares this to a bird. As a bird wings and sings, let us cry, all good things are ours. So just bird wings, flies and sings simultaneously in a very comfortable manner. In the same manner, our spirituality and physicality should go together, should work simultaneously, and we should say all good things are ours. Everything that is good, which God has gifted us, belongs to us. Nor soul help flesh more now than flesh helps soul. He says both are for each other's upliftment. Soul helps in body's upliftment and body helps in soul upliftment. So physicality and spirituality go hand in hand with each other, helping each other for its upliftment. Let's analyze these stanzas. Rabbi says both body and soul are equally important, and body without soul makes man a brute. So one thing that separates man from animal is spiritual upliftment, that is soul. We should not say that we have gone ahead in spite of the body. So one cannot leave physical pleasures and attain spirituality without keeping body hand in hand together, because body somewhere supports spiritual upliftment just as spirit supports body. Both together make the whole of man. Body and soul, youth and old age, one cannot do without the other. So both are connected to each other, both support each other. One cannot just think that life is over once youth is gone. Youth and old age complete human life. In the same manner, body and soul complete each other, they complement each other. Therefore, age should acknowledge the contribution of youth experience. Youth experience contributes in human development. So old age acknowledges the importance of youth age. It is this experience which has formed his character and made him whole. So somewhere experience of youth contributes to make a character of human being and completes him. So both youth and old age are important and interconnected, and the same manner body and soul are connected to each other. One cannot leave body behind and think of any spiritual development. We'll continue with this poem in my next session. Thank you.